welcome to another episode of Doctor Who Review. I'm going to have to review this relatively quickly because I've only got 12 minutes of battery life, so yes, 5 categories as per usual. The episode was the Zygon Inversion and I'm doing this all out of order. So first is storyline and concept. Now this episode was good and bad in terms of storyline and concept. It felt like the start was a bit of a slow burn in terms of getting the story going. Yeah, you had Bonnie sort of causing damage, but really what was she doing? She was just trying to kill the Doctor, fair enough, but then it was just turning one person into a Zygon and then trying to find out where the Osgood Box was. It felt a bit slow in that area. The good bit was the end with the 2 Osgood boxes and then the 2 choices in both Osgood boxes. Bonnie could have brought in more danger. It felt stale and then good. Storyline concept, I'm going to have to give a 3 out of 5. Next is character portrayal. Let's start off with the Doctor. Aside from the occasional joke here and there with Osgood when the plane had blown up but he escaped, I think that Peter Capaldi potentially gave his best performance with the end and the whole, this is sort of you've got to sort things out, not via death and war and destruction, but by just talking and sorting things out. It seems like a little bit like the Cold Blood and the Hungry Earth, that sort of two-parter there. In terms of other characters like Osgood, Kate and Bonnie/Clara, they were good, and I think that they all had very good, the characters were there, but I honestly felt like they weren't a big piece for me. I thought that, okay, some of them, okay, they're a Zygon, but then they're not a Zygon with Kate Stewart and Osgood with the end, and it's, the character pieces, aside from the Doctor, weren't that strong. They didn't feel like they were something which was big about this episode. And so for character portrayal, I'm going to have to give it another 3 out of 5. Next is antagonist impression. Now, I'm going to consider the antagonist in this one as Bonnie. Yeah, the Zygons were technically in the title, but really all they did was Bonnie turned one of the Zygons into the actual Zygon itself and then filmed it, as I said earlier, and I don't think that Zygons really made the biggest of appearances here. Now, as I said, Bonnie didn't have that much in this episode. She caused some minor things at the start, did a little bit of a threat at the end, but it was just nothing much. So antagonist overall gets a 2 out of 5. Next is visual effects. Yet again, as per usual, nothing really springs to mind when I think of visual effects in this episode, so it's going to have to be a not applicable, and it just is not counted within the final scoring. And finally is personal enjoyment. Now this is taken off Twitter, and the score is divided by 2 to make it out of 5, so on Twitter it was a 6 out of 10, which makes it a 3 out of 5, which makes the average a 2.8 out of 5. Now this episode may be low in terms of scoring and such, and that's because it, in terms of if you were going to categorise it, in a lot of elements it underperformed. It felt a very iffish episode, but it did have a lot of things right, and I think that, like The Witch's Familiar, the really good point about this was the interaction at the, not necessarily the end, but between the Doctor and the antagonist, and showing, as I said earlier, that solutions to war isn't one guy beats the other. It can be that both people come to a mutual agreement. I just think it could be better, and that's all I'm saying. It could be better, but it could be a whole lot worse, I guess. So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out anything else in the Doctor Who Review playlist, there is the actual playlist itself. there is last week's episode, which was the Zygon Invasion. There's the subscribe button if you want to catch up on all the happenings on this channel. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I've been Ballon. This is the end credits. Signing out.
All that's left is a window to my soul. Come and get it.